So much energy here in the house tonight. We're at Brooklyn Hall. My name is Todd Grisham. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. The incomparable Carl the Cobra Froch. He comes in 6 foot 1 inches tall with a 75.2-inch reach. Up against them, Roy Jones Jr. They call him Pensacola's finest, tipping the scales at 159 pounds spot on.
Nobody knows who's going to win. You can have an argument for the winner on both sides, but this is that fight. We'll be talking about this fight for years to come.
Carl the Cobra Froch, one of the greatest super middleweight champions of all time, fighting out of Nottingham, United Kingdom. Here is Roy Jones Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, introducing from Nottingham, England, a super middleweight champion of the world, Carl the Cobra Froch. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing the newly crowned champion, holding a record of 22 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the young, undefeated, and newly crowned IBF middleweight champion of the world, known as Captain Hook, introducing Roy Jones Jr.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
This is one of my favorite venues. Get the right fight, you got a night of fun.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Do you believe this? Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? This is the type of fighter that would say, I don't even want rounds. Let's just fight until one of us can't stand up anymore.
Sluggers just want to mow you down. They want to walk straight through as though you do not exist. You've got to be fit for this one.
Oh, that jab's starting to mark him up. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That big hook doesn't land. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? It's all offense all the time. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Froch in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Listen, beast. Great round. Now relax. Good man. You stay focused, jab, and breathe when you're stepping around. You got. Just keep him on the end of that jab, and you're getting your time in already. This round, you had everything in the bag, and now you've let him back into it. Come on, let him back into the.
And there's the bell for round 2. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. Nice counter shot. And they figure out the combination to this sink.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Do you believe what we're seeing? Straight right just misses. Both men step back for just a moment. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. So we're not watching that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
Boxing. Yes,
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Hook just can't find the target. That's counter punching. So much firepower here. Missing with the hook. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. So they're not watching that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Needs a knockout without a doubt.
Switch back on. Get focused. Get the mind.
Here we go to the 4th round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
It's all offense all the time. Nice counter punch right up the middle. These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This is a high-octane battle. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. They both want the knockout. Nice counter. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about watching that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Just get your breath back. Just get your rhythm back, and then we go.
And there's the bell for round 5. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
That jab gets blocked. Good counter punching. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Good counter punching. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Those counter punches have to hurt. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
You don't want to go tit for tat. Did you see that? Roy Jones Jr. and down goes Jones Jr. He hit him with the perfect body shot, and there's no getting up from this one.
Where did that come from?
So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
To make or break a fighter.
Confident. You've got to take that confidence away. Go out in the first minute, stick him on the end of a jab. Great work. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick. Just keep that confidence. Stop him in his tracks. Don't worry about that round. Beautiful. That's it. Just start working a few body shots in there. Vary up a little bit. We can't forget about that round. It was a bad round, but we don't care. Go out there and win this next round. Come on, you've let him back into the fight. You're much better than this guy. Just make sure you follow through. Don't let him coast through. Get your boxing back together and put it back on him in this round. There's 1-2 straight down the middle. You can't miss it. Now, good work. Stay focused. Don't let him back. So be smart when you go out there. Just take the round off. Win the round. Loading up. He was still landing your power shots. Good work. And don't
Time
forget
winding.
Get out there and switch. Get this box.
There's the bell for round 6. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
The jab doesn't quite connect. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
They block the jab. Punch, counter punch. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. And he scores with the counter. Swing and a miss with that hook. When are we going to see a jab from these two? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about watching that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
Just took away that confidence. Stop him in his tracks.
And there's the bell for round 7. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the flyweight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. You'd like to see more jabs. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
This could be really intimidating, Todd, if you know some...
Stop you here. Oh, my word. Down goes RJJ. And as we see it again in slow motion, there's no doubt. That body punch right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Back on. Get focused. Get your mind back on the job. Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work.
There's the bell to start round 8. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got a hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
off-the-charts action from both of these fighters. Nice counterpunch right up the middle. Nice exchange here from both men. He misses with that jab. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
No defense for that hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. Roy Jones Jr., believe it or not, may want to. Pensacola's finest is down. And as we watch it again, that punch took the wind out of him and the will to continue. Clearly his opponent was too much for him and he's thrown in the towel. And that is that. They surrender. This is over.